Hello and welcome to Pock and Rob. This video is the next in my series ranking the tracks of the Beatles studio albums. We've reached part 10, and whilst I didn't do Magical Mystery Tour, I feel it's absolutely necessary that I now do Yellow Submarine. Difference being, Magical Mystery Tour was clearly a compilation that was devised for the American market, which ultimately then got released in the United Kingdom in about 78, whereas Yellow Submarine was released in January 1969 as an official studio album. Almost universally, this is cited as being the Beatles' weakest studio album, and there's a good reason. There's only 4 original Beatles tracks on it. Half of the album is given to George Martin for the orchestral score of the animated film. This is going to be a relatively quick run-through, as I don't have a huge amount to say about a lot of the tracks on this record. So let's go in with number 13, which is Sea of Time. It's incidental music. It absolutely is something that happened in the background of the animated film during their journey through the Sea of Time, before they all go massively aged, and then we get When I'm 64. And When I'm 64 is what I associate with Sea of Time, not the Sea of Time music. It's number 13. At number 12, Pepperland Laid Waste. This is a downbeat track. There's an awful lot of xylophone on this soundtrack, and to my recollection, Pepperland Laid Waste has got a lot of xylophone on it, which I suppose at least gives the implication of bones and wasteland. Pepperland Laid Waste at number 12. Number 11, Sea of Holes. It's just, again, it's background incidental music while we're enjoying the pastiche impressions of the Beatles and Jeremy Hillary Boob. It's there. At number 10, things improve ever so slightly with Sea of Monsters. There's some nice themes in this, but like much of side 2 of Yellow Submarine record, I don't really feel the need to listen to it. Sea of Monsters at number 10. Number 9, Yellow Submarine in Pepperland. Now, the reason this is higher than all of the previous 4 tracks mentioned is because it's basically an interpolation of Yellow Submarine. And the melodies are present. That's really, there are melodies in this, and of course they're Lennon-McCartney melodies. Yellow Submarine in Pepperland at number 9. At number 8, March of the Meanies. This is actually quite good. This is one of those, it's the first track I've mentioned so far that, with the exception of Yellow Submarine in Pepperland, I could hum back to you. And it's totally caught up in my mind with the attack of the Meanies that takes place right at the start of the film, before the credit sequence, which of course is the song Yellow Submarine. But March of the Meanies, dramatic. It's a pretty good piece of film music. So at this point, I'm going to pause. I'm roughly halfway through the ranking, and I will remind you, please subscribe if you have not already done so. The thumbs up if you like the video, that really helps with the YouTube algorithms in sharing this video with other people. The bell for notifications of the future content that's coming, and also the share button. Share it with somebody else and increase our subscriber count, because they may well subscribe too. So now into the remaining 7 tracks of the record, and at number 7, it's the first song, which means that I have placed something from side 2 of the record, from the soundtrack, higher than even a proper Beatles song, and that's Only a Northern Song. Rumour has it, in fact it's probably documented, that particularly in 1967, when the film was being made, when they recorded something which they didn't really think was that good, the Beatles themselves would say, "Oh, I'll keep that back for the animated." And Only a Northern Song was recorded during the Sgt. Pepper sessions. It's not a song I enjoy. And this is in the Sea of Science section of the film. And it's not a sequence in the film that I particularly enjoy. I don't like the song. I don't particularly like the animations that are going on at this point. It's an all-round not enjoyable experience, both the song and the sequence. Only a Northern Song at number 7. At number 6, I have placed George's other song from this collection, which is It's All Too Much. Again, recorded in 67. This is post-Pepper. I really don't think George had a great period of songwriting from, say, late 66 through to the whole of 67. I think this was actually specifically recorded for the film in 67, but I don't enjoy listening to it. I find it droning, and I've seen many other people cite this as one of the great lost classic Beatles songs, and I disagree. I don't rate it particularly highly at all. It's All Too Much at number 6. Number 5, I have placed one of the number 1 hit singles from this album. There are 2 of them, and it's All You Need Is Love. Recorded in 67 for the live satellite broadcast show that they were doing all around the world, I think it was called. One of my least favourite Beatles singles, but it is a cut above everything that's been mentioned. Even if I don't like it that much, it is a much better song or piece of music than everything else that's been on this list. I also like the way it's used in the Yellow Submarine film, where the words are appearing as text. And if that feels like it's odd, you've got to remember that the opening sequence of the Yellow Submarine at Pepperland, the Yellow Submarine film, as the dreadful flying glove is flying over, there are words in statue form all over the landscape that get destroyed. So the word no, K-N-O-W, the K gets smashed, it becomes now. And when the W gets smashed, it becomes no, and then turns grey. And this is kind of like a repopulating of Pepperland with positive words like love and all you need is love, and okay and all of that kind of stuff. And its sequence works really well, and the song marries those animations perfectly. At number 4, I have placed the other number 1 hit single from this record, which is Yellow Submarine, which was, of course, the single along with Eleanor Rigby from Revolver. So both All You Need Is Love and Yellow Submarine have been released before, and in the case of Yellow Submarine, have been on an album before. At least All You Need Is Love had not been released on a UK album. Yellow Submarine, I placed at number 4. Number 3, I have placed All Together Now. All Together Now is fun. It is a child song to its very core. It's placing in the movie as they first get onto the submarine so that they can start the thing up is fun. And it's ephemeral. It's a totally ephemeral song. It's by no means a Lennon-McCartney classic or and we should say a totally Paul written song. It's placing again at the end of the movie when the Beatles themselves appear, is ever so slightly... The whole sequence with the Beatles themselves is ever so slightly cringy, if you ask me. It is what it is, All Together Now. And it's low down on any Beatles ranking, but there's nothing particularly bad or wrong about the song. Counting and rhyming. And number 2... Pepperland. The only thing that would make me want to own the Yellow Submarine album, as released in 69, is Pepperland. Because that is a beautiful piece of orchestral music. And it just washes over you, and it's the perfect way to open the film. It's a lovely piece of music scored by George Martin. It's a good opening to side 2. It's just that everything else that follows it isn't worth a dime. Which leaves at number 1, Hey Bulldog. Now, Hey Bulldog is fantastic. Absolutely brilliant song. It's a John song. It is the great lost Beatle classic. I was delighted to see it was given some stature by its inclusion in the 3-disc version of the Blue album, the 67 to 70 album, because it needs to be heard by more people. So much fun on the record, and it got cut from the film. But it's the best song on Yellow Submarine. It is a 9 out of 10, 10-star song, whatever you want to look at it. Best thing on Yellow Submarine by some distance, by an immense distance. And it is worth owning. Either get it on the song track if you can find a copy of the Yellow Submarine song track, which has got some wonderful remastering prior to the Giles Martin days. You've at least got the remastered new edition Blue album to get a copy of Hey Bulldog. It's worth it for that. If you haven't got it anywhere else, get the Blue album just for Hey Bulldog. So that concludes my rundown of the 13 tracks of Yellow Submarine from 1969. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this album, what you think of my ranking. I'm sure there's many of you who would put It's All Too Much right up at number 1 or 2. Fine, that's your choice. I'll be back soon with another video, but until then, I'd remind you to subscribe, like, hit the bell, share the video, and thanks for watching.